What's up, everybody? I'm Seslowsky, and thanks for tuning back into RosterWatch. The 2021 NFL Draft is going to be historic when we look at the storylines and narratives from the tight end position. A tight end might get drafted the highest ever in NFL history. Rookie tight ends are usually a bad bet in fantasy in their first year. They take time to develop, and it can be 3 seasons before we find out if our pre-draft evaluations were correct. Today, we're going to talk about the top 3 rookie tight end prospects and where their ideal landing spot might be from a fantasy football perspective. The first tight end we're going to talk about is Kyle Pitts, going pick 5 to the Cincinnati Bengals. Many credible mock drafts have Kyle Pitts going to Atlanta at pick 4. If that happens, Kyle Pitts will be the highest drafted tight end ever in the Super Bowl era. RosterWatch is excited about Kyle Pitts no matter where he goes, but in Cincinnati, that may represent a slightly higher ceiling for fantasy. Should Pitts go to Atlanta, he would be no higher than 3rd in the projected target share behind Julio Jones and Calvin Ridley, though rumors of Julio Jones being traded before the draft are starting to heat up. Matt Ryan is also past his peak. If Pitts lands in Cincinnati, he's arguably in line to lead the team in targets right out of the gate. The dynasty market is high on second-year wide receiver T. Higgins, and for good reason. But Pitts, drafted at pick 5, would give him richer draft capital than T. Higgins, who was drafted in the beginning of the second round last year. T. Higgins does have a year of experience on Kyle Pitts, but he only played 9 healthy games with Joe Burrow. The career arc of Joe Burrow is clearly in a better place than that of Matt Ryan. We don't suspect Pitts will get past Miami at pick 6, so when choosing with the best landing spot for fantasy football, Cincinnati Bengals would be the ideal to get the most out of his fantasy output. The second tight end we're going to talk about is Pat Freiermuth out of Penn State, going to the Jaguars at pick 25 or pick 33. Pat Freiermuth would be considered the tight end 1 in most draft classes. He happens to be entering the draft when an all-time prospect in Kyle Pitts is coming out. He likely would have been drafted ahead of Cole Kmet in the 2020 draft class. Almost no mainstream sports media attention has been focused on Freiermuth. He's a clean prospect with all the modern-day tight end abilities that you like. At 6'5" and 225 pounds, he profiles as a top-tier athlete who could do it all. The Jaguars would be an optimal landing spot for a few reasons. They're going to have a modern-day coach in Urban Meyer, an elite quarterback prospect with Trevor Lawrence, and most importantly, the Jaguars will have opportunity for a rookie tight end to come in and dominate snaps. Jacksonville is in a position to draft Freiermuth with either pick 25 in the first round or, more likely, pick 33. The last player we're going to talk about today is tight end Brevin Jordan, going to the Steelers at pick 55. Jordan put himself on the map in 2019 as one of the best tight ends in college football. He was a Mackey Award finalist, an award given to the most outstanding tight end in college football. At 6'3" and 245 pounds, Jordan is slightly undersized by prototypical positional standards. An interesting comp for Jordan would be Eric Ebron. The comp led us to think about the possibilities of Jordan getting drafted to Pittsburgh in the middle of the second round. Incumbent Steelers starter Eric Ebron restructured his contract to stay with the team, but after 2021 only has voidable years remaining, essentially making Ebron cuttable, expendable by the Steelers following year. Brevin Jordan is unlikely to be useful for fantasy in 2021. He would be an easy plug-and-play in 2022, assuming Eric Ebron's role. There are other uncertainties around the Steelers, mainly the future of Ben Roethlisberger, but it is a clear fit and a positional opportunity in 2022, making the Steelers an ideal landing spot for Brevin Jordan. Okay, RosterWatch Nation, that's it for today. Remember to like and subscribe to get notifications when we put up new videos. And leave us a comment in the video. Tell us where you think the ideal landing spots for these tight ends may be. Until next time, goodbye.